One day, a girl went out to go ride on her horse. The horse's name was Raven, and he was most valuable than any other horse in the world. They were both a great team, and they always communicate. He was a great show jumper, and also he was a great racer. Every single day they would go on a hike, trail ride, or jumping arena. Anytime they go into the arena, she always lays out jumps for them to jump over. She'll always test his speed to see how fast he truly is. And every day he amazes her. Until one day, he threw her off a cliff. When he left her, when he threw her off the cliff, she died. So he went away in anger, sadness. Until he saw 4 balloons in the sky. He ran and ran as fast as he can to the balloons. When he got to a certain point in the valley, he saw a village, heard with happiness and laughter, and horses with graceful neighing. He was thinking of not going over there, but he thought that every time when he goes somewhere he is unexpected, something happens. Until one part of the day, a girl showed up. Saw that there was a horse in stress. So she walked and walked. She made sure that he was safe. He looked really calm to her, but she doesn't know she's calm to him. So she continued to walk up to him, fairly slowly. She made sure he was perfectly fine. So technically, she went closer and closer, and at that moment, she finally got to pet him for the first time. So she made sure there was no circumstances of anyone that was riding him. So she did some checkups to see if no one owned him. So technically, when she checked, she knew that someone actually owned him. So technically, she just did this. So she finally grabbed his reins and started leading him back to the stables, all the way in Silverglade Manor. When she just entered town, she saw that the Baroness was actually there. As she was freaking out because she never knew who the Baroness was, but she heard that she owned that mansion. Raven was getting anxious as it is, because he saw that big giant brown horse with white socks. He thought to himself, why is that horse so terrifying? That horse is extremely big. So as she started to continue walking by, she said hello to Kit. She finally arrived at the stables, and when she went to go talk to the lady over there, and I forgot her name. So as she got there, she talked to Judy. She waved and said hello until she told him as she actually told him. Technically, she said to her that you need to go ahead and untack him however you can and put him inside one of the stalls. Get some hay and fresh water for him. As she thanked her again, she took Raven inside the stables and then started to untack. She started to untack. Once he was untacked, she petted him for the last time until she went to bed. She said goodnight and then she walked off and left him until the morning. Once again, she thanked Judy for everything that she done for Raven. And as she went off, she told Abby to go, never mind. So technically, guys, this is not Abby. This is Diana. Diana is a girl who went and saved Raven. If you're wondering where Abby is, you'll see in the next video. I hope. See y'all guys in the morning. When Abby woke up in the morning, she decided to go to the stables. She was wondering how Raven was doing and how he was behaving. She woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. She was hoping that she gets to ride him for the first time. So as she got to the stable, she made sure that Raven was okay. She also said good morning to Raven as she walked over there. So technically, Abby was given a chore of cleaning and also of filling the water buckets. So she went ahead and went to the stall and started mucking it. She accidentally ran into a post. Before her mother passed, she told her mother that she really, really wanted to buy a horse. And then her mother said, "My dear, I don't have the money to get you a horse. But if you find a stables, that horse may come to you." So when she was done cleaning her chores, she went to Judy and then asked her to see if she can ride Raven for the first time. When she said yes, she went over to Raven and went to tack him up. She technically used the same saddle and the same bridle, but she did not use the same polos because for some reason she did not like the polos. But she equipped a different type of saddle and took him all the way down to the riding arena. When she got to the riding arena, she saw how big the jumps were. When Raven saw the jumps, he was extremely terrified, so he started to nudge a bit, but he never shook her. So as she arrived, she saw a girl that was riding a same horse but different. So she decided to watch the girl ride her horse first. When she was done watching her, she went over to the trainer to see if she can jump. When the lady said yes, she said that you are able to jump, but only to first class. So first of all, she did a little bit of flat work with him before she ever got on. When she told the trainer that he was found with no one rider on him, she said to her that let her ride him first, and then she could get on. So technically this is after the trainer got on him. The trainer told Diana, that Raven had a good flat work, but for some reason he kept on stopping. He kept on going into walk pose. As Raven kept on trotting, he kept on trying his best. Until he got scared because that big giant jump that was in front of him. He nearly ran and ran and ran with no stop. He ran into a pole and then ran around. He tried to buck her off many times. He kept on running her into poles. As she calmed him down, she finally went back to flat work. So when his flat work was done, she finally asked him to see if they can go ahead and start jumping. As she said yes, it was fine. She finally went to the board to see if she can compete now. She looked at the board and saw how many competitors there were for the next competition. Raven was really anxious when she was looking. So when she signed up, she started practicing with him. He might have bucked a few times and then went around them, but she still got him back on the course. He kept on bucking and bucking until she finally got straight with him. He started to not fear the jumps, and he started forgetting about his past. But this one was really tricky. As he ran into the wall, he reared, and then he ran, and then she went again. She made him run, she made him stop, and she made him go through. As there are a lot of competitors here to train for the competition, she got really terrified because of how many people competed. So as she was done with the course, she went to Lynn and thanked her for everything that has done for her and Raven. So as she was done talking to her, she went all the way to the gate, and then she got off, and then she was about to walk him back. First, she gave him a big pet. So she grabbed him and started walking him back, while one of them was bullying her. So as she was walking him, she started to think of how good he will be able to be in the jump. She also thought of dressage. Thought of how beautiful and how calm and nice he is. But ever since he started bucking, she's been thinking of the opposite of all the things he is. At 7 a.m. in the morning, she rushed all the way down to the stables. So since one of the stable girls had already groomed him for her, she went ahead and tacked him up. So as he was tacked up, she went ahead and started leading him. And at that moment, Sam called her over, and then she started to talk to her. When Judy told her that, when she found Raven, she said to her, "Remember, your mother will be proud of you if you win, but she'll still be proud of you of who you are." So she said thank you, and she said farewell. "Wish me luck," she said. And then they went down to the championships. As she got there, she started to do flat work with him and then test him with the jump. As she was waiting for her turn, she started to train, seeing how good he can be in the championship. Make sure there were no bugs. Every time he bucked, she turned him in circles. Diana made sure that he had his mind straight. Diana thought that she can change his mind, his heart, and the way he works. And then it was that time. Her turn began. In 3, 2, 1.